We're in Statesboro, Georgia today doing a whole house energy assessment. This is approximately a 2,400 square foot brick ranch style home, hipped roof, exorbitant energy bills. Energy bills are high, and as usually happens, there's also comfort issues in the house. They have hot room, cold rooms. So let's spin around here and see what's in the attic. And meanwhile, I've got some thermal kicked in. Turn my light in, turn my light on, and show these. So what we've got is these penetrations here. These are electrical penetrations, and that's in a top plate. So when you have electrical penetrations in a top plate, then you have leakiness. So these the red indicates the cold areas on my thermal camera, and that's actually showing that cold air is coming from the conditioned airspace, and we don't want that. That's bad news. Basically, that's what air sealing does. I mean, you have, these areas that are under insulated, then you have top plates, and top plates are very leaky because here's a top plate, for example. Here's where the sheetrock ends and doesn't butt up against the top plate. And so the top plates are leaky because mainly that's where the sheetrock ends. They need to be foamed. Like I said, I'm going to get the thermal turned on here and show some more about what's going on in this attic space, while Gabe is starting with the blower door set up on the front of the home, and then we'll go around there and see how this home tests out. So the Department of Energy says, their mantra, less wood is good. So when we do an initial inspection and you see all the ceiling joists, and our first take is, well, this is probably under insulated, and it is. Let's see what these gaps and voids look like. So if you look at here's a void around this drop outlet that needs to be air sealed, and you can see the cold air leaking from around that. That's coming from the inside of the house back up. These are electrical penetrations, and here's your top plate. It's allowing that cold conditioned air to come back up into the attic. So just scanning around here a little bit, you can quickly see vertical walls. The vertical knee walls are an easy go-to item for us, very low-hanging fruit, and it represents a lot of energy savings opportunity here. Anytime we see insulated vertical walls, and this is a very, very typical construction, but what you've got is failing craft face insulation, and it's not in continual contact with, and so all these voids here and these gaps represent about 50% energy loss. 5% or more of these voids represents 45% energy loss. So you can't overemphasize really how important it is that insulation is in continuous contact with. Otherwise, you're going to see voids just like you're seeing here on the thermal camera, and that's where you've got air exchanging between the attic space and the conditioned airspace. And by the way, we've got a really hot roof section here. This is a black roof. Yeah, it's not in direct sunlight right now, but it's 121 degrees. We've got some good ventilation. So basically, this is a good candidate for air sealing and insulating. A lot of air sealing opportunity here in this attic. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, these knee walls. Look at the leakiness of this cabinet. This air handler's got some big leaks underneath it. When it looks like this, there's usually enough BTU energy being lost here to cool a small room. So yeah, this is a great candidate for us for air sealing and insulating, and because they're a Georgia Power customer, and they're going to have some whole house rebate opportunities. Just going to point out a few deficiencies here during my inspection. One here is you talk about insulation, being in continuous contact with. Oh, this is not in contact with. In fact, it's just kind of floating here in outer space. So if it's not in contact with the sheetrock, it's not doing its job. Right below me here, kind of a scary looking area, but this is a soffit, and soffits are a place that we're trained to go to because, as you can see, you have interior walls that are insulated, right? These are basically facing the exterior because this is in the attic space. So So these walls, the insulation's failing and falling away, literally. Big piece right there just laying down in the soffit at some point fell away. So again, these walls with craft face are an easy fix, but it's something that we're always looking for. It creates so many problems for the homeowners from an energy standpoint because craft face insulation just falls away after so many years. It literally starts to fail on its own. Here's an area, I'm just looking at the air handler. Nice cold area. Put my hand right into it here. So it's leaky, and that means that, you know, there's opportunity for us to do what we do and help them improve, and that's why we're here. Here again with Gabe. Now we're doing the blower door test just to establish the baseline of this home. We think it's a large volume, so we've got 3 rings off the blower door.